Published 13:10 EDT, the 22nd of October 2017. Updated 15:55 EDT, the 24th of October 2017. President Donald Trump warned House Republicans on Sunday afternoon that 2018 would be a political failure for the GOP and disappointment for the nation if they fail on tax overhaul. He gave lawmakers a pep talk mixed with a warning, saying the 2018 midterm elections would be really bad for them if they failed to pass a major tax package. If Republicans succeeded, the president added, it would be like skating on ice, according to NBC News. We are on the verge of doing something very, very historic, he added, according to the Washington Post. And Trump told House Republicans to stop referring to the legislative goal as tax reform, instead calling it tax cuts, which average Americans would think highly of. President Donald Trump told Republicans during a Sunday conference call that there will be a steep political price to pay if they don't pass a tax reform bill. Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader, will have to thread a needle and get his unruly conference to support any tax reform package. The administration wants to lower the corporate tax rate, which currently sits at 35%, to 20%. The plan would also double the standard deduction so more people will pay lower individual tax rates. The president also said that, beyond the looming elections, his plan was the right thing to do for the country, the person said. Trump and Vice President Mike Pence both joined the House GOP conference call in which Trump called on members to adopt the budget passed by the Senate this week, so that they can move on to passing his tax reform plan. Trump told the members they were on the verge of doing something historic by passing the tax cuts, according to one Republican official. That official, like others, spoke on condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to discuss publicly what was intended as a private update for members. The Senate last week passed a budget that includes rules that will allow Republicans to get tax legislation through the Senate without Democratic votes and without fear of a Democratic filibuster. The House had passed a different budget, but House Republicans signaled Friday they would simply accept the Senate plan to avoid any potential delay on the tax measure. Republicans are desperate to rack up a legislative win after a series of embarrassing failures that have come despite the fact that the party controls both chambers of Congress and the White House. At the top of the list their stalled attempts to pass legislation repealing and replacing Obamacare. If tax reform doesn't pass, many in the party fear an all-out revolt in 2018. On the call, House Speaker Paul Ryan told members he hoped to pass a revised Senate budget bill this week to increase the chances that tax reform can be enacted by the end of the year. On the call, House Speaker Paul Ryan told members he hoped to pass a revised Senate budget bill this week to increase the chances that tax reform can be enacted by the end of the year. Leaders emphasized the need for the House to pass the Senate budget to avoid negotiations between the two chambers that could slow the process, said two lawmakers on the call, who also spoke on condition of anonymity. They said the goal is for House passage of the budget this week, putting the House on track to approve a tax bill by Thanksgiving. White House Budget Director Mick Mulvaney had told Fox News earlier Sunday that the House was working very quickly to accept the Senate amendments, and said the plan may save as many as 10 or 12 legislative days, which is a big deal. Trump, who spent much of the weekend at his golf course in Virginia, will also work to rally support for the plan on the Hill Tuesday at a lunch with Senate Republicans. But as the focus turns to taxes, Congress continues to struggle with health care legislation. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said Sunday he'd be willing to bring bipartisan health care legislation to the floor, if Trump makes clear he supports it. A proposal by two senators, Republican Lamar Alexander of Tennessee and Democrat Patty Murray of Washington, would extend for 2 years federal insurance payments that Trump has blocked, in an effort to stabilize insurance markets. But Trump has offered mixed signals, alternately praising and condemning the effort, confusing Democrats and Republicans alike. Asked whether he would bring the bill to the floor, McConnell said on CNN's State of the Union that he was waiting to hear from President Trump what kind of healthcare bill he might sign. If there's a need for some kind of interim step here to stabilize the market, we need a bill the president will actually sign. And I'm not certain yet what the president is looking for here, but I will be happy to bring a bill to the floor if I know President Trump would sign it, the Republican said. He added, of Trump I think he hasn't made a final decision.